It's time for the Jeff Capel Show. The Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network is brought to you by UPMC Health Plan, official health plan of Pitt Athletics, GBU Life, providing life insurance, annuities, and community service since 1892, and by Pepsi. This is the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
We are inside the Pitt studios here at the Peterson Events Center. Jeff Hathorn with Jeff Capel, and it's kind of odd to be in here, but the WPIAL championships are taking place, which is an awesome thing for the high school kids to be able to come to your court and have a moment.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a big-time thing for a high school student player to be able to play on a Division I college campus, especially a high major. I know when I was in high school, that was a big deal when you got to the state tournament. They did it in North Carolina. It was the Eastern Regional Finals, and that was at East Carolina, which was a big deal. But when you made to the state championship, you played in the Smith Center in Chapel Hill. I think now in North Carolina, they rotated between the Smith Center and Old Reynolds Coliseum, where NC State women play, where the men used to play. And that was a huge deal, being able to get on a college campus and do that.
I was going to say immediately Greensboro, because it seems like so much happens in Greensboro that's where it.
No, it's I don't know where the Western Regional Finals are. I mean, it may be Winston-Salem. That could actually be in Greensboro. I'm not sure.
Now, I would assume that East probably had the better teams, because I'll say from here, like, I think Western PA has a chip on its shoulder with the Philly teams. Yeah. Because you always feel like you're the underdog. I don't know how it worked in North Carolina.
Yeah, it was. I mean, when I was coming up, I mean, the state. Well, so when I was in high school, you didn't start high school back where I'm from until 10th grade. Really? So 9th grade was considered junior high. And so 10th grade was my first year of high school. The state champions, my 10th and 11th grade year, came from the West. It was West Charlotte with Jeff McGinnis, who was the point guard at Carolina. One of the great high school games my junior year, to go to the state championship, we played Kinston High School, which is Jerry Stackhouse. And that was like the matchup that everyone in the state had been wanting. And so it was at East Carolina. And at the time, their place, Minji's Coliseum, held like 7,500 people. It was 10,000 people in there. And it was an unbelievable atmosphere. And then we won it my senior year. And so I think it was a little bit balanced.
I know I'm going on a tangent here on the side, but you obviously go to a lot of high school games for recruiting. Is there still something special about the environment with bands and cheerleaders and parents and everything?
Yeah, especially when you're in places where they like really are into it. So if you go like to the D.C. games down there, like the games in Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, like that league with the Matha and Gonzaga and Bishop O'Connell and, St. John's, where our kid Amari is, like there. If you go to watch a game in Indiana, it's like that. If you go to most places in North Carolina, especially if it's a really good player, if it's a guy that they think is a Division I guy or a really good player, then people, are really, really into it. Where I went to high school, I may have said this to you before. I don't know if you ever watched the show Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
But the town where my high school is, it's a small town called Hope Mills. It's like Mayberry. And so when high school games happened, basketball or football, literally the town shut down, and they traveled with us everywhere we went. And when I was there during my 3 years of high school, we won a state championship my senior year. Football won it my junior year. Baseball won it. Wrestling won it. Golf won it. Softball won it. So we were pretty good in a lot of sports. And so you imagine the support that we had from the town.
So as high school kids, did you walk around and people knew who you were?
Yeah. And if you're a good basketball player, they really knew it. Like they really knew, and it's really all over the state. I go back. Well, I haven't been in a while, but they have a big tournament there. I played in it. It was called the Glaxo tournament when I played. It's now the John Wall tournament. He, took over sponsorship once he made the NBA. But it's a huge thing right after Christmas. Like my senior year, we played in it. We played a team from New York. And what they try to do now is any kid that's signed with Duke, Carolina, or NC State, they try to get his team to come play in that tournament. and it's at Broughton High School. Unbelievable environment. And so it's if you're a good high school basketball player there in North Carolina, like it's a pretty big deal all over the place.
We used to have a thing called the Dapper Dan. That's where Sam played in, and a lot of guys.
Yeah, I remember watching that a lot when I was younger, growing up.
That was a big. Update us on your team. How are you guys kind of?
Yeah, you know, we're. I mean, the one thing, Jeff, I'll tell you that I'm really proud of them, and is they continue to show up. I mean, it's been tough. Obviously, since the new year, it's been a really tough 2 months for us. You know, we've had a lot of close losses. I think 6 of them by like one possession that we've had. And it's on us. I mean, there are things that we have to do to fix that. But they've continued to show up. They have an unbelievable attitude with each other, with us. It's just that we have to correct these things if we want to win, you know, and we can't just keep talking about it. You know, we have to be able to rebound. We have to get a 50-50 ball. We have to finish. You know, like I said after the game and you were up there, that game wasn't lost because of one missed layup. That was our, I think, 7th missed or 5th missed layup during the game. Right. You know, we had 4 in transition that we have to be able to finish or get points. You know, obviously we have to be able to rebound. You know, at the end, we have to be able to play without fouling. You know, when we have a lead, we have to be able to execute and make sure we get a good shot and not foul 3-point shooters. I think we did that 4 times in the game. And so, you know, the game is not won or lost on one possession. It's a collection of things, and we have to have the discipline in those moments to be better.
I know there's an adage, you make your breaks, but when breaks are going against you, like it's got to wear mentally on guys. How do you get them to fight through that? I
mean, that's been kind of like the thing for us really since January. Like, you know, how many times have teams hit shot? Like, luckily in this game, Lance Terry shot. We were just talking about it. They called it a shot clock violation. But as soon as he let it go, I knew it was going in because that's what's happened to us all year long. It happened against Notre Dame where they banked one in from, 35, 40 feet away at the end of the shot clock. In this game, they probably scored 4 times, I think, with the shot clock under 3. And a couple times we're right there, contested shots. We've played games this year where guys have not made threes in the past 5-6 games or shooting less than 20%, and they've made them against us. And so, we haven't called any breaks there, but the majority of these things I'm talking about are things that we need to control better and need to do better, and rebounding is the prime thing with that.
Panthers are at Louisville Saturday at 6. Let's look at the Cardinals when we come back. The challenge of the matchup in Kentucky, and also, sadly, a legendary actor passed away who played a basketball coach in a very big movie. If you're a sports fan, let's discuss that as well on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy, and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com. When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Pitt fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Panthers pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle.
Let's return to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Panthers at Louisville coming up on Saturday. Cardinals 22-6, 11-3 at home. Just 2 losses in the ACC. What did you learn that first game? 10 lead changes back and forth. What do you take from that first game?
You know, I watched it Wednesday, which is yesterday. I'm so mixed up on days of the week right now. I went back and watched our first game, and, you know, we were right. It's another one where we had a chance. You know, we had a lead late, and, you know, we didn't do it. I mean, really the game was, I mean, Smith was unbelievable against us and hit 7 threes and all of that, but we lost the game because they had 17 offensive rebounds. I mean, that's really what the game came down to. And I would bet, and I don't know this off the top of my head, even though I just watched it, I would bet that 4 of his threes came on offensive rebounds in transition. They're a team that plays really fast. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're not as big, but they're athletic, and they play really, really hard. They're led by Hepburn, who's having an all-league, all-ACC kind of year at the point guard spot. You know, really good defender, can score, passes it, sets the table, really good competitor. Terrence Edwards leads them in scoring in conference games only. Is a guy that can score it on all 3 levels, drives it, playing with a lot of confidence right now. Obviously, we talked about Smith. I mean, I think he's the best shooter in our league. I don't know where he is percentage-wise. Yeah, no, it's the most threes. I mean, he gets it off quick. They run a lot of good stuff for him. We have to do a much better job on him and having awareness. Hadley can score. You know, they're all, I think, in conference games, Edwards and Smith are at 15.5 a game. I think the next guy, I think it's Hepburn. I think Hepburn's at like 13.6 a game, and Hadley's at like 13.4. So those 4 guys are the guys that score for him. And then Scott, their 5-man that starts, he's like perfected his role. Like he's a rim threat, a lob threat. He's in the dunker spot. You know, he doesn't really post up. If he does, he's trying to grenade it back out so he can get for a lob. He keeps basketballs alive. He's a really good offensive rebounder, and he's a good defender. So they're well coached. They're a really, really good team.
Year to year, rosters change so much, but you have had success as a program down there. Does that factor into this game?
I don't think it will factor into this one just because they're a completely different team. I mean, I expect the environment to be like it was when I first got this job, when Chris Mack was there, when they were number 1 in the country or top 10 in the country where it was a big-time environment. In the last couple of years, the environment there, really the last 3 times we've been there, the environment has not been what it normally is for a Louisville basketball team. They're obviously having a much better year than they've had the past 3 years combined. And you can see the energy is back in the building, and with the way that with the way they play, and with what Coach Kelsey has been able to come in and inject.
I remember you telling us whenever that was, a month and a half ago, before the first meeting, about how all their transfers came from winning programs. Is that what you're kind of seeing as the year goes on?
Yeah. I mean, it's a complete gut job. I don't think there's anyone on their roster that was there last year. Off the top of my head, I don't think. And you get Smith and Scott that come with him from College of Charleston. They won a bunch of games. You get Edwards that came from James Madison, where they won a bunch of games. Hadley, came from Colorado, where they were a tournament team, and he was around some really good guys. Traore off the bench comes from the West Coast, and I think he was on that Long Beach State team, and they made that run late into the season and got into the tournament. And so they've done it. They have one high school kid that they brought in that was a really highly ranked kid, the guy that we looked at and tried to recruit. They've also made a huge investment into their program. I think they're one of the higher paid as far as NIL is concerned. And so there was an investment made when Pat got the job, to help them go out and to get those guys. So when you have a place like that where it's a brand in basketball, Louisville's, I think, one of the brands in college basketball, and now you get the commitment with this new age and era that we're in, then it's a little bit easier to make a quick turnaround, as it was 7 years ago. I wish we had this in effect 7 years ago, where you could take transfers, one-time transfer, and you could give the guys some money legally to do that. But they've done a good job with it.
You mentioned earlier that you went to a Mayberry-type areas where you grew up. Hoosiers is based on an underdog, small-town school. Do you remember first watching it, or what are your thoughts on the movie?
Yeah, I remember watching it when it came out. Loved it. I had always heard about Indiana basketball. Like, you had always just heard the stories and, how into it they are there. And it was really cool to watch it on film, to see his story. I think Gene Hackman is an unbelievable actor, and played an amazing role as Norman Dale, in that. And for me, Jeff, anything about team gets me. I mean, it does. I have loved being a part of teams. I think it's like the greatest thing in the world. And to see how all of that came together, and how the town was against him early, and, how he didn't conform to some of the things that they wanted to do, or the way they wanted things done, and the discipline he instilled. And, it was enough to impress Jimmy for Jimmy to come back. And then everything took off from there.
I had a high school coach once tell me, he said, the best scene in that movie is when they clear out the townspeople from watching practice.
Yeah. No, it's
that was the best part.
It was awesome. I mean, it was awesome, and just how he did it. And I love when he got ejected on purpose so Shooter can, get his time to shine and all that stuff.
You ever been tempted to say, those are my 4 on the floor?
Yeah. Yes, I have been tempted to say that. I have definitely been tempted to say that. Like I said, I think you should earn what you get as far as playing and things like that. And so, yeah, I've been tempted to do that.
Ever used a tape measure?
I don't think I've ever done the tape measure. I don't think I've done that. That was pretty cool, when he had Ollie get up on my man's shoulders and get up there and do that. So that was pretty cool.
Did you ever start drawing up a play at the end and have a player just say, not maybe these exact words, I'll make it, but like, give me the ball, I'm going to do it?
I've absolutely had that. I've had where I'm going back to the huddle, and I have in my mind what I think we want to run, and a guy may come up to me, or I may look at him and see, and he may say, and I've had a kid say to me, like, Coach, give me the ball, which is awesome, because, they're not afraid in that moment. And usually when that happens, the thing I loved about it is that then that person's not afraid of the result, because it could be failure. And in those moments, you can't be afraid of that.
Rest in peace, Gene Hackman.
Yep.
An awesome movie.
What's your favorite Gene Hackman movie or role? Is it that? Mine is Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor was
in the
awesome.
original Superman.
I thought he was good in Crimson Tide.
Yeah. He was really good in that. He was really good in The Firm.
The Sting? Wasn't he in The Sting, I think?
I never saw that. He was really good in The Firm.
Maybe it's The Firm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember back, my dad used to watch this Poseidon Adventure.
Okay.
And it's where this boat tips upside down, and he's this, like, fanatical reverend that is telling people what they need to do. And he was really good in that.
Yeah. He's an unbelievable actor.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the biggest, not stars, but biggest humans, at least, ever to step foot on this campus, Aaron Gray, he had a double-double average as a junior, was an All-American. He's going to join us next.
Bring him back to play for us now.
On the Jeff Capel, maybe has eligibility in today's world. I mean, if COVID happened, he wasn't here. Pitt Panthers Radio Network you're listening to.
At UPMC, we believe care goes beyond our walls and into our communities. That's why we support organizations and individuals who help people prosper by giving them skills and training for employment, including right here at UPMC. Because life-changing is providing people a chance to grow. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip hop could be hop hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Find sweet success with Sarah's Candies fundraising. We've been helping groups like yours raise money for over 60 years and offer a variety of flexible programs to find a fundraising solution that works for everyone. Maximize your profits with our holiday brochure sale. Fundraise 100% online with our online ordering program, or earn up to 70% profit by selling chocolate bars and pretzel rods year-round. Fundraising with Sarah's Candies is easy and profitable. Visit sarahscandiesfundraising.com or call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
Back to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
An All-American his junior season, averaging a double-double. Joining us now on the Jeff Capel Show is former Panthers center Aaron Gray. Aaron, Jeff Hathorn, Jeff Capel with you. Thanks for taking time.
Hey, what's up, guys? I appreciate you guys getting me on here, man. I'm really excited.
Yeah, really awesome to have you with us, man. We appreciate it.
Do you have eligibility left, Aaron?
Coach, no eligibility, but with my knees and lack of reaction time, I don't know if you need me, Coach.
Hey, man, yeah, we do. If you watched us lately, we struggle rebounding the basketball, so We do. We can actually pay you now too. So,
hey, I want to, Aaron, in practice, you over your years, I mean, guys like Levon Kendall, Taft, Biggs, McCarroll, Torrey Morris, your first year. Who gave you the toughest run in practice?
Oh man, don't forget Chevy Troutman, man. Holy Lord. I mean, yeah, I think that was one of our biggest strengths, right? It's just, you know, we went at each other every day, and we had size, we had strength, we had athleticism, we had intelligence, and it was a good mix. Like, none of us had all of it, but we each had our own strengths. So it was great that just the diversity of players that we got to play against, and then, you know, just the one underlying kind of characteristic was just that Pitt toughness. So, you know, definitely prepared me my first 2 years to kind of step in then my junior year, and then it definitely prepared me for the NBA.
What combination were you of the toughness, intelligence?
Look, I was intelligent with good hands, knew where to be on the court. You know, athleticism, speed, quickness. You know, vertical leap was not my thing. But again, you know, just Chris Taft. I mean, he had the quickest second jump you'd ever play against. And Torrey Morris will be one of the strongest people I've ever met in my life. And then you just had the undersized, just skill and smarts of Chevy Troutman that just, you know, again, just it was like each wave just brought a different challenge, and you just, you know, it was a sink or swim mentality, man. You had to be ready every day.
Aaron, what was it that led you to Pitt? Like, who else did you look at, and what was the reason that you chose to come here?
Yeah, I was kind of settled early on the Big Ten or the Big East early. You know, I watched Big 12 and ACC, and just, you know, the big man did not get involved. It was run and gun, you know, score a lot of points. You know, so I kind of narrowed it down then. Michigan, I grew up actually a huge fan. They had just gone under, just had sanctions with all the whole C-Web stuff, so kind of crossed them off my list. You know, Indiana, Pitt, and Rutgers were kind of my top three. So, you know, it was the heyday of Pitt, watching them, you know, Big East tournament. I can still, as much as I can remember my Big East tournaments, I remember turning on that team, you know, in 02, 03. They're watching them beat UConn, and they're in Madison Square Garden, and, you know, Ontario they're using them left and right. Like, it's a slow it down, grind, tough man's game, and I just knew that's what I wanted to be a part of.
So, Aaron, after watching it and then getting to play in it, how would you describe the experience in the Big East tournament?
Yeah, I think it's something that I kind of took for granted when I was in it, you know, just because it was like this expectation and we were always there. And now looking back and just seeing how hard it is, just realizing like what we were able to accomplish with so many good teammates and just so many good teams that we had to fight through. I mean, you know, I still get people that ask me, you know, that Pitt Snuggle guy, you know, did you have to play against him? And, you know, just it was the Mecca, you know, like we finished Saturday night, you know, it was all eyes on us, right? The Big Ten and the ACC went Sunday. So, you know, right before Selection Sunday. So it was just kind of like, this is what people were doing, right, to kind of kick off the March Madness. So, yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable to watch. It was crazier to play in, but again, it just, you didn't appreciate it much until later on in life.
Aaron, there's a clip right now of your former coach, Jamie Dixon, reacting to West Virginia fans. It sent a lot of support his family's way when his sister died. And you see this emotion from Jamie. Like, what was something about him that fans never saw?
Oh, man, you know, it's funny. He had an intensity. You know, he had a care. Yeah, no, it's you know, we always kind of chuckle a little bit because you see him as a rookie coach. You know, my first year at Pitt was actually the first year that he was the head coach at Pitt. And he had a full head of hair and, you know, vibrant and young looking. And then you look at his last year at Pitt, you know, he's growing the bald spot and he looks stressed out, you know.
That's what this job does to you, man.
Yeah, no, it can do it to you. You know, I'd say the biggest thing that people only saw a touch with his sister was just how big of a family man he was. You know, wife, 2 kids. You know, that was what was so important to him. You know, he had so many functions over at his house, and it just, I think it kind of snuck up on people that you can't really tell that when you see him. So,
Aaron, one of the things I was noticing and looking at your stats, you never once attempted a three. Do you, A, wish you would have, and B, what would have happened if you would have?
Look, I could shoot the ball a little bit, but I knew my strength. All right, I knew what was going to get me paid. I knew where I needed to be. That was my thing. I tell people all the time, like, I feel blessed for the age and era that I played in. Like, I have no illusions or ego that says, hey, I could play in any era of any day. It'd be really tough for me now. The analytical game, the idea that you need to shoot as many threes as possible, that would have been tough for me. So I'm just thankful that I was in the age that I was. There were big men back when I was in the league. Dwight Howard, DeMarcus Cousins, Yao Ming, Shaq. Thankful that I got Miami. He was a little bit more out of shape Shaq, and I didn't get to Orlando or LA Shaq. That would have been a problem. But you see, it'll just take a few really good big men to kind of swing it back. So I'm excited for that to happen.
Do you think the big man will come back though? Like, not in the, I don't think it will ever happen in the traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look like the past few MVPs, Jokic
right.
and Embiid, it's the big guys. So.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the skill sets that you're going to see kind of develop out of the big men, and it's great, right? Like the European game has really pushed us as Americans to where we can't just be faster, stronger, and jump higher anymore.
Yep.
Right? Like we have to have a skill level of and then people are like, we'll bring the big man back. Well, it's like, well, with post moves, it's like, well, no, like maybe that's not it, but you're going to have to be able to pass out of the post.
Yep.
You're going to have to be able to set a screen, hit the short roll, and when they hit you early, make a decision. And I think that's what it's more turned into is, they're making big men decision makers, right?
Yeah.
Like you look at some of the actions now where they're hitting, Golden State, like they're hitting the big man, and then, they're going and setting, the guards are setting screens for each other, right? So now I got to go into DHOs, be able to roll, hit the quick post, and then kick it out for threes. I mean, it's just a lot more Dwight Howard and Shaq and, they never had to make that decision.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's an evolution. And even when a big man comes in that's skilled and can post up really well, I think for him to be successful, he's just going to have to be a great decision maker.
Yeah. One question I have, when you were done playing, I think you did a little coaching in the league, right?
Sure did. Yep.
How was that? Like, how was that adjustment going from being a player to now coaching and trying to help guys get better? Like, was that difficult? Was that how was that for you?
Yeah, I think it definitely filled a void. I know only a few people kind of know my situation, but best shape of my life, year 7, just signed a 2-year in Detroit contract. Blood clot from my leg got up to my heart, caused a full blown heart attack at the age of 30, right? And so after a year of rehab and trying to figure out what I was going to do next, I was able to step in and, turn into a coach. Stan Van Gundy, he believed in me, but at the same time, boy, Stan, he'll work you hard, man. One of the things my wife said, she's like, you're making how much less, and you're working way much more. And it was. She's like, the math isn't matching, right?
Yeah.
So
I remember hearing some of those Stan stories because Blake was on that team, right?
Yeah, so we traded for Blake, and shout out Coach Capel, man. He had unbelievable things to say about you at Oklahoma, man, and obviously all the success. And I'll tell you what, one thing that I think is underrated about Blake is he is by far a pro's pro, man.
No
like
question.
He came in, and even though he was a little bit older and the athleticism had deteriorated, the habits and the work ethic that he was able to instill into just our overall culture was just monumental. But to go back to your question, it filled a huge gap. It brought a lot of value to my life. The hard part was I had played for 5 teams in 9 years. My wife, by the time we were in our last year, my wife was pregnant with our 3rd kid. I now have 5 under 10 years old, so shout out, Mrs. Gray.
Yeah, big time.
And I wasn't about to go in the coaching carousel of kind of just pick up your family and move every 2 to 3 years. So
Do you coach any of your kids?
I get asked this all the time, and it is getting harder and harder because I'm trying to teach my kids that, hey, even the bad coaches you can learn from, and following directions, playing hard, but it's getting harder and harder. I've kind of stepped back because I struggle with the I want to be his dad and not his coach.
Yeah.
And my fourth grader, who's my oldest, I mean, he's so passionate about it. I don't force it on him. He loves it. But it is one of those things where I'm starting to see, like, okay, if I want to push him and get him better, like, just the amount of fundamentals that are kind of lacking, the amount of attention to detail that's needed, from such a young age. And, look, I'm just trying to make college coaches' lives a little bit easier. So.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Hey, Aaron, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me, man. And good luck, Coach. I know you're going through a little hard stump here, but, man, those guys are playing hard this fight, and so appreciate you bringing that every day, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And now, thank you, Aaron. And now your oldest is going for a WPIL championship at the top of the hour.
Hopefully they can get back-to-back.
So good luck to Cam.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Good luck on Saturday. Milan Brown, the associate head coach, is going to join us next as we continue on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans. Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
GBU Life is teaming with the American Heart Association throughout the month of February to help get the word out about women's heart health through the Go Red for Women campaign. This month, they're offering ways to learn more about the importance of staying in shape, identifying cardiac warning signs, and securing the financial future of those you love most with life insurance from GBU Life. Visit gbu.org/heart to learn more. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance is underwritten by GBU Financial Life. Products may vary from state and are subject to approval and availability.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
Find sweet success with Sarah's Candies fundraising. We've been helping groups like yours raise money for over 60 years and offer a variety of flexible programs to find a fundraising solution that works for everyone. Maximize your profits with our holiday brochure sale. Fundraise 100% online with our online ordering program, or earn up to 70% profit by selling chocolate bars and pretzel rods year-round. Fundraising with Sarah's Candies is easy and profitable. Visit sarahscandiesfundraising.com or call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Post-Gazette sports reporters Noah Hiles and Chris Carter follow your Pitt Panthers like they're on man-to-man coverage. They're the best duo in the city for game summary, stats, and insider info for the Oakland Zoo and all fans. Catch the action on the North Shore Drive podcast and drop a line in their mailbag. And don't forget to follow coverage all season long in the Post-Gazette. Read about wins at the Pete and on the road from the preseason all the way to the ACC Championship.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Let's return to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
We're in the Pitt studios here at the Peterson Events Center with the WPIL Championships happening right above us, and joined by Associate Head Coach Milan Brown. Thanks for taking time.
Good to see you, man.
Appreciate it. You get a lot of questions about the guard group, and you coach with them. Mm-hmm. I want to ask first, what makes it so tough not having Damian and what he meant to your group?
Yeah, losing Dame was first and foremost probably just his physicality, giving us a bigger guard to score inside, mid-range, and shoot the three. We had talked about at the beginning of the year, he wasn't going to be the same player, but similar in a JB role where you just have a guy that can make some open shots, but he's going to make those tough 15 to 2-foot shots. And it also takes away what you can do on the defensive end because now you have a bigger guard who can play against wings and guards. So it definitely was a huge hit losing him. And then you tack on the fact that all the experience, it's a lot of teams, and we were in the past couple of years are older, and losing an older guy hurts.
Jalen at nearly 17 points a game, 5.3 assists, 4 rebounds, nearly 2 steals a game. How would you assess what he's playing and all that's kind of the team counts on him to do?
Yeah, I think he's done a good job. He has he's obviously had to assume the role of being at the forefront of everything, and that was new for him on the college level. Obviously in high school, that's who he was, but I think probably right now some of the shots that he's having to create or getting, it may be, go back to the Dame situation, when you lose one other guy, those shots kind of get distributed to other people, and sometimes he gets put in some situations where he may have to take one or two that normally he wouldn't have to take. And but I think I don't know if they have a most improved player in the league, those awards, but if they do, I don't know how he doesn't win it from the jump that he made from a freshman to a sophomore. So we're excited about not only what he's doing right now, but definitely the future and how he's going to continue to get better. He's a really good player.
So I've wondered this as a coach. I mean, guards are the ones that are handling the ball. Mm-hmm. When things aren't going exactly like you want, obviously, like, you want things to happen. What's the line that you teach your kids about, like, being patient and running the system, but they want to kind of take it into their own hands and make things happen? Right.
Well, sometimes it's a little bit different in different positions. So, like Jalen, the biggest thing with him, and probably with any point guard, is sometimes you have to know when to run the show and when to be the show. And so, sometimes that can be tough depending on the situation because you have so much confidence. I think I can make this shot, but you have to know when you can pitch it to someone else, get somebody else involved. It makes it easier actually on you sometimes because you do need a break. And so that's the biggest thing with at the point guard spot. And the guys off the ball, sometimes their thing is just it's better to, as they say, I'd rather tell the guy to whoa than to sick him. And so you kind of just put the battery in Ish and Beaver's back and just say, just go, and we trust you to make the plays that become available. But you can't press. You can't press when you have to stay in character. And sometimes that's hard to do when you're, especially in the situation we're in now, where you're getting clipped to lose some games and it's close. And so you think in the most genuine team-friendly way, I can make another play to help us get over the hump. And sometimes you can put yourself in situations where all of a sudden you jump and you go, shoot, there's 3 people here. I didn't know all 3 of them would be standing there waiting. So it's a definite balancing act that I think they've done a pretty good job of.
Last year at this time, Brandon Cummings was getting ready to play a high school game on this court. And he's had to play some big minutes for you. When we come back, I want to ask you about Brandon's development as we continue. Associate head coach Milan Brown with us on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
Hey Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Let's return to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Joined by Associate Head Coach Milan Brown. Milan, how would you describe the difficulty of being a true freshman at the guard position and playing in the ACC?
Yeah, it's definitely something. It's definitely a tough situation. We've had guys come through the program before that have had to do it. And it's interesting how you see them grow almost month after month after month. You get so many lessons because it's a tough league and you're playing against tough guards, and even more so now with the change of the rules where it's guys that are, we've had a few in our, it's 24 years old, 25. So it can be tough. You just figured out what the weight room is going to be like, and all of a sudden it's like, now can you go out there and help us beat Duke? So it gets tough quick.
There was a play, Jeff mentioned a play a couple of games ago where he came off and guarded, came off his defender and made a great play defensively. He had a nice off-bound rebound with 5 minutes to go in the game the other day. Mm-hmm. You see is that typical with the freshmen? You see spurts of things that you really like, and then it's just about putting it together?
Right, absolutely. And it's them learning, usually a freshman you learn so much. There's so much more to basketball than just putting the ball in the basket. And there's so many things that go into winning. And so usually when you're in high school, the other things, you haven't deemed those as important as they really are. So you're just thinking, if I can get this 3-point shot, everybody should be excited about that. If I steal the ball, that would be great. But like you just mentioned, we'll get just as excited if you get a backside rebound that you had to fight, if you got on the floor for a loose ball and got a tie-up and got the arrow to switch. And sometimes as a freshman, you may think, why is everybody so excited about that? But that's what it takes to win, and it's great to see people continue to make winning plays for us. It hasn't turned out all the way in wins, but he's getting a chance to experience what it takes to be a winning player, and we love what we've seen.
He's a confident kid, but
no doubt.
But do you have to? Does that weigh on you when that first year where you're really facing better competition?
Right. Well, I think with him, which has been great, is he hasn't been knocked off his square with his confidence, and that can easily happen as a freshman. He hasn't let that happen. Whether early on when he wasn't playing as many minutes, and then you saw he would get his opportunity and play 25 minutes against Stanford, and all of a sudden it's great, 15 points. And he's been going back and forth with his role, and it's harder for freshmen sometimes. B was playing behind 2 all-league guards. I don't know if they're going to get picked that way, but that's what they are. So he's finally come to grips with where he's kind of fitting in with that and being able to make the plays that he knows he can make within the team structure. And we need him to do it. He's a really good player. That's the one thing that's great about playing for Coach Capel. He doesn't want anybody to bring your ego with you. I think he learned that from Coach K. Bring your ego with you. Just don't let it be an ego problem. And because you need to, your ego and your confidence is what helps you be the player we wanted in the first place.
We continue. Want to find out why your brother is at the Indy Combine. It's Milan Brown joining us here on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Panthers.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Pitt fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Panthers pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip.
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
Post-Gazette sports reporters Noah Hiles and Chris Carter follow your Pitt Panthers like they're on man-to-man coverage. They're the best duo in the city for game summary, stats, and insider info for the Oakland Zoo and all fans. Catch the action on the North Shore Drive podcast and drop a line in their mailbag. And don't forget to follow coverage all season long in the Post-Gazette. Read about wins at the Pitt and on the road from the preseason all the way to the ACC Championship.
Back to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
We're joined by Milan Brown. Your brother Morocco is the chief personnel executive with the Colts.
Yes.
So obviously this is a huge week for him.
Right, yeah, he's watching the guys with T-shirts and shorts run and jump and things of those nature. But
how did he get into that?
Well, he was a middle linebacker at North Carolina State. Obviously, my father coached football for Hampton University for many years, and he just stuck with it. He tried out actually where he made to the last cut here with the Steelers with
Did he
Cower.
really?
Yeah, and so we got let go.
NC State guy.
Yep, NC State guy. And when he got let go, he went to play over in the CFL. They gave him some shoulder pads. He called my father and said the shoulder pads are worse than what I had in high school. And he used to get bad stingers all the time. Like he'd play a full quarter and he couldn't feel his left arm. And so he decided, let's go ahead and jump into the on the other side of it, and got into the scouting department, and he's been running with it ever since. Yeah.
Did he ever call you and say, hey, does Blake want to play tight end?
He didn't ask about that. He did, not necessarily. He did say, I did tell him he did play football before, and, my brother probably made a joke a little bit about, well, ask him if he wants to is he okay getting hit by somebody like Ray Lewis? I said, no, Blake will probably just go keep shooting threes.
As we continue, we'll wrap up the show. It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
GBU Life is teaming with the American Heart Association throughout the month of February to help get the word out about women's heart health through the Go Red for Women campaign. This month, they're offering ways to learn more about the importance of staying in shape, identifying cardiac warning signs, and securing the financial future of those you love most with life insurance from GBU Life. Visit gbu.org/heart to learn more. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance is underwritten by GBU Financial Life. Products may vary from state and are subject to approval and availability.
Hey Pitt fans, Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines, keep climbing.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
We believe healthcare should treat the whole person and the whole community. At UPMC, we aim to do just that by partnering with organizations that help bring fresh and healthy food to the people who need it most. Because life-changing is caring for you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
Let's return to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Sadly, Gene Hackman passed away. Of course, played Norman Dale in the movie Hoosiers. We were talking to Jeff about it earlier. Do you have a favorite scene from that movie?
Obviously, probably just being when you're growing up, making the last shot, so the picket fence, obviously. But then when you watch it again as a coach, I thought it was pretty cool when he got thrown out on purpose to make his assistant coach. That was pretty cool.
It was fairly legit, like some of the drills they do, and like he was popping passes like
no
you
question.
should. I mean,
some of them you've definitely seen before. There's no question about that. Now, some of them weren't, but some of them were for sure.
Things, yeah. I love seeing the small gyms and the clocks that had the circular clocks. I'm trying to think, how in the world would you tell the time on a clock like that?
Different day and time.
I'm telling you, thanks, Milan. We appreciate you
Absolutely.
being here. Good luck to Jeff's daughter. Thanks to Aaron Gray, to Matt Plisga, T-Bird, and Joel. Pitt at Louisville Saturday at 6. Pregame 5:30 right here on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.